gonna chat through 7 of the best luxury gifts for the girlies. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos twice a week. We are knee deep in holiday gift guides right now. We did a luxury gift guide under $200. We did the best handbags to gift. Now I want to do one exclusively for the luxury girlies. If you are said luxury girly and you would like to send this to your boyfriend, to your husband, to your mom, to your dad, send away. I guarantee you will find something in this list that they will love. Keep in mind, this is a luxury gift guide. I want to preface that most of these items are on the higher price end of things. However, if you are looking for a gift guide for like under $200, I'll leave that in the description box as well. This one is for the luxury girlies. I'll be doing a luxury gift guide for the boys in the next video. I want to emphasize that the best gifts are the gifts that they want, but never pulled the trigger to get it for themselves. And I think especially if you have the budget to do so, I think this is where you want to splurge on those items. Like, it shows that one, you pay attention and you listen to what they want, what they're looking at, what they're interested in. But then also, like, these are things that they have considered getting. Maybe they're saving up for it. Maybe they're like, oh, I'm not really sure yet. I'm still on the fence. Like, it's nice that you listen and you got what they actually want. And so with that, we have 7 items. I want to start with SLGs, whether that's a card holder, a wallet, a passport holder, a belt, you name it, they have it. And most of these items are under $1,000 as well. I recently got a text from a friend asking for best card holders to gift. And honestly, they're all like same bitch, different font. They're all the same. Each fashion house has their version of a card holder. Some are a little bit bigger, some fit a little bit more. I think in the last 2 years, I feel like we've seen more variations of card holders. So like some have a zipper closure now, some are like kind of more flap-like, others are just like your classic card holder. You cannot go wrong with any of these. Pick a color, pick a design that you know they like, pick a brand that you know they like. If you're really not sure, figure out if they like logos, if they like the loud luxury, then that's maybe something like Louis Vuitton, maybe that's Dior. If they prefer more low-key vibes, maybe that's Bottega, maybe that's Loewe, maybe that's Chanel, right? So there's so many different options that you guys can pick from, and you cannot go wrong with any kind of SLG. If they already have a card holder, get them a passport holder. If they already have a passport holder, maybe they want a belt. Maybe they want the magnetic card holder for the back of your phone, right? The options are endless. So we'll leave it at that with SLGs. Very similarly, we have handbags, and I made a whole video on handbags, so I don't want to harp on it too much, but especially if you are close enough with this person. For example, my husband and I have been together for 9 years, I want to say, and so I wouldn't expect him to walk into Dior and guess what I want. I would hope, one, he watches my videos, but also he should kind of know what it is that I'm talking about, what I'm interested in, or he's comfortable enough to ask me what it is that I want. If you are spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on something, you shouldn't guess. You shouldn't leave it up to chance, because it is possible that they will not like it and you have to go through the return, or they'll be like, oh, it's okay. Like, they're not very confrontational, but then they're stuck with an item that they can't, like, is just gonna sit in the back of their closet. So avoid all of that. Just ask them what they want, or ask them to give you a list of, 10 items. So you don't ruin the element of surprise, but you can guarantee that they actually want it. That's all I'm gonna say about handbags. If you're interested in a full video in every price range for handbags to gift, I think I started as low as $100 up to like $2,500 plus. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave it in the description box below. But I want to move on to jewelry. I feel like there's a couple popular pieces of jewelry that a lot of the girlies have been wanting. Starting with one, tennis bracelet, tennis necklaces. I feel like these have been very, very popular in the last 2 years. And I think what's nice about tennis bracelets and necklaces is that you can have multiple. You could stack, like I already have one tennis bracelet. I already wear this tennis bracelet with the Sweet Alhambra from Van Cleef, but I could in theory have another one. I could have one that is bezel set. I could have, there's multiple tennis bracelet variations that you can get, multiple you can stack with. I think a couple more people have been kind of getting into this, but I still feel like it's very much underrated. is a tennis necklace. I got mine from Rowan last year and I am obsessed with it. I wear it all the time. It stacks really well with different pieces. Sometimes I wear it alone. Other times I stack it with other pieces, and I love her so, so, so much. It doesn't flip. She stays like all the diamonds just lay. Like, what more can you ask for? It is absolutely stunning. And even if this hasn't been on her radar, I guarantee you she will love it. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more custom, a little bit more unique, there's different shapes of tennis bracelets and necklaces that you can get as well. You don't have to do round tennis bracelets. You can do different shapes. There's emerald, there's radiant, there's heart shapes, there's pear shapes. There's so many different shapes for stones, and also doesn't have to be diamonds either. You can do something with sapphires. The world is your oyster when it comes to jewelry because you can customize it how you want and how you see them liking it. However, if you are erring more on the not tennis bracelet, not tennis necklace side, I still love my Majuri Bold Huggy hoop earrings. I've been wearing them for the last, I think, 4 years at this point. Love them nonstop. They're really nice because they're small enough that they don't get caught in your hair. It's also a closed loop as well, so you really don't feel it in your ear. Overall, I do really like them. I think they're around $220 now. They're 14K gold and they're not gonna tarnish and they still look great. However, if you want to move towards something in the luxury fashion house realm, so you're thinking Tiffany, Cartier, Van Cleef, Bulgari, Graf, the luxury fashion house, I would start with Cartier. I think there's a couple new things from Cartier that they've come out with this year that could definitely pique their interest. I think the highly sought after gift that I think a lot of girlies have been after this year is the mini Panther. I think she runs you around $4,000 for the stainless steel version. I personally want the gold, but I don't think anyone wants to pay $25,000 for that. So I think the stainless steel will be just fine. She is absolutely stunning. I know a couple people that have gotten this watch this year and it's just been a very popular watch. I think people are just kind of leaning into like the dainty timepiece, almost like jewelry-esque type of watch. Cartier also released a re-edition version of the Love collection. So now it looks a little bit different. They have the Love bracelet that is a little bit more flexible instead of just a bangle. They also have the Love ring, which looks similar to the original Love ring, except now it has kind of these like indents, these like little lines in the middle. So it gives the Love ring just a little bit more oomph, if you will. Like, I feel like the original Love ring, classic, of course, but if they're looking for something that's a little bit different, but both of these, I think you can still stack very, very well with each other and with other pieces. Tiffany also released quite a few pieces this year. I personally have been loving the knot collection. I think the knot collection is absolutely stunning. They also released recently these like knot hoop earrings. I think these are such a subtle little look and I'm obsessed with them. Van Cleef. Most people get the Alhambra line. There's also another subset of people that are like, why would you buy this from Van Cleef? This is the ugliest thing they sell. So you have to kind of decide, and they need to decide, whoever you're gifting this to. You cannot go wrong with the Alhambra line. That is a very classic Van Cleef. Maybe that's a pendant necklace, maybe that's a bracelet, maybe that's a pair of earrings. Any of these, they will love. However, make sure you keep in mind the stone that you guys choose and their personal lifestyle. Like for me personally, I know I can never get the mother of pearl because I don't like to take off my jewelry. And so every time I'm showering, I'm in the steam room, I'm working out, I'm washing dishes, this bracelet will stay on. And for that reason, the mother of pearl will shrink over time and it will eventually fall off. So you want to try to get a stone that's going to match their lifestyle a little bit more. If they don't do any of those things, if they are not like me at all, then super easy, right? Just you can do mother of pearl. Onyx is a little bit sturdier in terms of like the type of stone. So things to kind of research and ask the sales associate as you're picking out like what kind of stone. Also, if you know that they like to wear neutrals and you get them a red stone, maybe not the best vibe, but I trust you will figure it out. Moving over to the next category, we have cameras. This year specifically, actually in the last 2 years, I feel like everybody and their mothers has been like loving their digital camera. Keep in mind, I am also filming on my digital camera, but recently, maybe in the last 6 months, I got like a little flash attachment because the camera that I'm currently using now, which is the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, I exclusively use it for filming YouTube videos. However, I went on a trip in Cabo and I like saw my friend with her digital camera and the photos just look so good. So then I was inspired to get like a little flash attachment for my camera because it doesn't inherently come with one. And just the photos look so much better. And I feel like all the girlies have been loving their digital camera. They either want a digital camera or they have a friend that has a digital camera that's convinced them that they want a digital camera. And so the digital camera phase is, I don't think it's going anywhere as good as the iPhone photos are getting. It just hits different. I can't explain it. The photos just look a little bit better on the digital camera. The most popular one obviously is the Canon G7X. That one is very hard to find and I think it's over $1,000. The Sony ZV-1 is the one I have, and you do have to get a flash attachment for it, which means you have to shoot in manual mode. And so you need to kind of figure out how to use the camera and learn how to use it. Any camera that comes inherently with the flash, I think you can use like auto mode and just like capture that way. I unfortunately cannot because my camera doesn't inherently come with a flash attachment. Things to decide in terms of cameras. If they already have a digital camera, but they are interested in getting into content creation, or they just want to like capture these memories, they like to travel a lot, go for a DJI camera. I know the DJI might possibly be banned in the US, but everyone loves the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. That's the one I have. They also released a mini version of this. I think it's to compete with another small camera that's like this big. And so these are really great options. They're lightweight. It's easy to kind of take. And I think especially when you're first starting out with like vlogging, you do get kind of shy vlogging, you know, and people stare for no reason. And it's like, okay, are you interested? Like, do you want to like follow my channel, you know? But nonetheless, I think getting a smaller camera is the perfect way to start. I love my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and honestly, I would get it sooner rather than later in case anything happens with the ban. Speaking of tech, I know this is technically a gift guide for the girlies, but every girl could upgrade their phone. I guess besides me, because I already have the newest one. But every girl most likely would appreciate an upgrade for their iPhone, because a lot of the girlies rely on the camera. I feel like it's interesting because I feel like my husband and like a lot of the guys that I know, they don't really care what iPhone they have because they're like, they take pictures like this and then they like are just, it's like for the memes, you know, like are they gonna even share it on their Instagram story? Like no one knows. But like I feel like for the girlies, they want the nice new iPhone, they want the best camera, they want the best pictures to really like capture the moment. And so if they already have the camera, maybe considering upgrading their phone. I do have the 17 Pro. I don't notice a huge difference between the 16 Pro and the 17 Pro, unfortunately, but it's kind of part of my job, so I kind of need it. But if they're upgrading from a 15, 14, 13 even, definitely worth the upgrade. The next item we have, which is a little bit kind of should be on the more affordable side, or you would think it's on the more affordable side, but it's matching sweat sets. I think because we are in the middle of winter, this is the season for matching sweat sets. I can wear sweats that are mismatched and it looks like I'm a bum. But if I wear a matching sweat set, I feel like suddenly I just look a little bit more put together. But don't be fooled. Just because they are sweats doesn't mean that they are cheap. Lululemon, I love my scuba hoodie. If you want to get the scuba hoodie and the scuba pants, you're out like probably 250 bucks. Same with Aloe. Aloe has matching sets. I think you are out a minimum of 200 bucks. So check out which brands they like. People are usually either like Lulu, Skims, Aloe, Set Active. Stick with one of those brands. Find a color that they like and pick a sweat set. And last but certainly not least, if they have everything, try to get them an experience. I have the camera, I have the phone, I have the jewelry, I have the bags, I have the SLGs, and like what I would really want is an experience. Maybe that's getting a massage, maybe that's a weekend in Napa. Like there are so many different luxurious experiences that either they can do themselves or you guys can do together that she's gonna cherish a lot more than a fifth card holder. So keep that in mind when you're kind of thinking about different things to gift someone. This also is good for like a last minute gift. I don't advise, I'm not saying I advise this, but this is also a good last minute gift because you could last minute find a gift certificate or just be like, hey, like pick a weekend and we'll go to Napa, or like pick a day and I'll treat you to massage. Like it's kind of an easier last minute gift that doesn't feel like an afterthought, even though it's kind of giving afterthought, but like it doesn't feel that way. There's a ton of luxury experiences that you guys can choose from, any kind of like beauty services, any kind of like class as well. Maybe they've always wanted to do a pottery throwing class. That's been very popular this year. Make your own rug, like all of this stuff. Try to look into that, especially if they already have everything on this list. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next video, I will be doing a gift guide for the boys, so check that out as well. But I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!